welcome back to the Lonely Basement. Baseball cards. You know, guys. My third trip on this video. Third. I filmed it last night. I was not happy. I was stumbling and bumbling and mumbling my way through. And then I came back today and I said, I'm going to refilm it. I didn't like it. I started filming high energy for you. And my phone died. Phone died! So let's do it again. Let's do this one more time. If you know, you know. All right, so let's start off. We had a great time. We went to the Garfield card show. That is what we're here to talk about, the Garfield card show. And we had an amazing time. We met some great hobby friends and got some gifts and some pickups. And we're going to show you. But before we get to that, let's start here. The Blue Jays have defeated the Mariners. And apologies to Vintage JFT, Eddie's Cardboard Chaos. I know. I've been there. We've all been there. I know. But Donald Arthur, you know, Donnie really bench coached his butt. The first video was bench coached his butt off for you, the Blue Jay fans. And let's get Donnie that ring. Let's get Donnie a ring. Donnie is ready to roll. The Dodgers, it's going to be tough, but Donnie's ready. Donnie's always ready. So let's get Donnie a ring. Now, before we talk about card shows, let's talk about a card show. Get ready for this also, because you're going to see this quite a bit until November 8th. The Cards for a Cause. Cards for a Cause at the All Sport in Fishkill. Mike Bokar. Show the QR code. There's Mike's QR code. Mike has thousands of cards on his eBay store. Check out Mike. There you go. But check out Mike specifically at the All Sport. Now, remember, this is not where the Fishkill card show normally is at the church. This is All Sport right around the corner. All Sport in Fishkill. $3 to get in. All proceeds for the veterans. Come check it out. I will be there. Sammy Thunder, I think, is making an appearance. I think. I don't want to promise. So come to All Sport and check out the card show. It's going to be a great time. And here you go, community. I showed this on my video a little while ago, and one county over, a guy who runs the Veterans Center, one county over, is one of my viewers, and he emailed me, and he emailed Mike, and he said, hey guys, you know, I'm drumming up support, this is what it's about, community. There you go. So we are all set for that show in 2 weeks. Be there or be square. Now, let's talk about the card show we went to. What a great time. We met Mike's Mr. October. We pulled in the parking lot, and first we met Mike. Too many Mikes in the community. We met Mike, the vintage composer, in the parking lot. And let's start there. And Mike handed us a nice stack of Yankee cards to go through. Let's show you what we got from Mike. Now, I already filmed it, so I flipped one way, and now they're the other way. Oh, well. We finished with this one on the first video. Here you go. Beautiful Derek Jeter and Cal Ripken. From Topps, we got an A-Rod. Boyhood photos. We always love the boyhood photos. The Greg Nettles is one of the greats. Bobby Mercer. 83 Topps, John Mayberry. We got an Andy Hawkins. Andy Hawkins of the losing the no-hitter. Andy, you lost a no-hitter. You threw a no-hitter and you lost. Can't blame Andy for the errors, can you? Maybe. Stump Merrill, the fine manager. He gets a silver star. Good for Stump. We got a Chris Hammond. We got a Jeff Weaver. If you remember the game Jeff pitched in the playoffs, you remember Miguel Cairo. Mr. Clutch, Miguel Cairo. We got a Pascual Perez, R.I.P. Pascual. Beautiful Jorge. Georgie Posada. Andy Pettit. Excellent. Snapping off a curve, looks like. And finally, Jerry Harrison Jr. Beautiful stack from Mike, the vintage composer. Check him out. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Mike. Now we rolled into the show, and we ran into our good friend, Rocket Rick, and he gifted us his beautiful sticker from Scott Reindeer Studios, and that is super cool. Look at the beautiful art on that. Check out Scott, and check out Rocket Rick. Reindeer Studios, always coming through with the beautiful artwork. And Rick gifting us the sticker. That is awesome. And Rick wasn't done. He gifted me this beautiful, crispy grater. It's a grater. 84 Topps, Donnie Baseball. Look at that bad boy. Don't worry about the price tag. And Rick gets a pass on the clear tape. Rick always gets a pass. There you go. Beautiful Donnie Baseball. 84 Topps. Can't beat it. Rick, thank you so much. And finally, we met Mike's Mr. October. And Mike gifted us this excellent Reggie Jackson Upper Deck. Look at Reggie. Love the swing. Reggie has the best swing pictures on all baseball cards. He's the man. And at the show, Mike actually picked this up and gifted it to us. A Donnie Baseball Drake's box. This is awesome, and it is the Yankee Doodles. I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy. I'm a Yankee Doodle boy. There it is, Donnie Baseball on the Drakes. I did not have this full panel. We have the card cut out. I must have the other two cards then. I would have guessed because I had this one cut out from when I was a kid. And the Yankee Doodles. That is awesome. Now you may see a theme of box bottoms. Get ready for it. Oh, one other thing we picked up. 59-point top loaders. I know you're thinking 55, but no, these are 59 for some reason. BCW has 59 point. Can't explain it. But we needed those, and they were a pickup, so we got to show them for these heritage cards that are thick, super thick. They wouldn't fit in top loaders. So we had a spring for the thicker top loader to get those in top loaders because we top load everything in the basement. Now, here's a good story. Not really. 84 Topps. We found a guy who has a nice stack of 84 Topps. So we went through and picked up some 32 84 Topps commons. Won't go through them. Won't do that to you. There's a line. It's small, but there's a line. I won't go through those. That's the line. But let me tell you what happened. We take out our trusty book. Thank you, boy, for the art. And we put a book down and we go through. And this guy, same guy I went through the 86 Topps with, but this wasn't the guy I got the pad tablet from, if you remember the story. He has his cards not in order. They're not in numbered order. Now, when you're looking for one card, a pad tablet, you're just going, all right, fine, I'm just looking for Indian, looking for pad tablet. But this stack, I needed numbers for. So I had to go like this. I put my book down and I went through a whole row, hundreds of cards like this. Nope. Nope. Rough on the back, I'm going to tell you. Took a while. Took a while, but we persevered because we needed the 84 Topps. Put your cards in order. Come on, help me out. Help me out. Come on, I'm getting old. Back's tight. Next up, this guy was by the front door, and he had some great stuff. A lot of good deals. And what do we pick up? Now get ready for the box bottoms. We found a Dave Winfield Drake's box bottom. Now, this guy told me, he said, you know, I had all this stuff, and I just got my cutter out, and I just started cutting. Started cutting with the cutter, and this is what he came up with for me. The Dave Winfield Drake's. These two we have. We have the full sheet of the Cracker Jack. Cracker Jack, there's the Mickey Mantle, and here's the Whitey Ford. I have the full sheet from my childhood. If you remember these, you could send away for the full sheet, and we did. And I have my childhood full sheet over there somewhere. But I saw them loose. Had to have them. Had to have them. 86 Guidry box bottom. Willie Randolph Drake's box bottom. Excellent. And finally, not finally, it's one more. 87 Topps box bottom. These were smaller, if you remember. These are smaller on the 87. And this is a beautiful Dave Winfield. Dave Winfield drills 300th dinger. Dave drilled it. And that is Danny Pasqua getting the high five in the pound. Shout out to Mike Hitman 23, Dan Pasqua, there with Dave Winfield. Great card. Never even seen this one before, actually. Never seen the card before. I do have the Ricky from this, but I never saw this one, and that is awesome. Dave Winfield, box bottom, 87 Topps. And finally, I tried to get this out when I made the video the first time. It won't come out. I'll pry it out. But you don't see Donnie's face, but this is the 88 score box bottom, Donnie Baseball, 87 All-Star, and that is super awesome. Needed that one. And that is excellent. Donnie with no face. That was a good stack. These were like a quarter. I got a good deal. Didn't pay $60 for that. Not even close. Good deal. A lot of deals. Next guy. This guy was right around the corner in the front, but this guy also had box bottoms. Get ready. I warned you. I warned you. 89 Dave Winfield box bottom with Kent DeColve. There you go. Hall of Famer Don Sutton up on top with the gray hair. 89 box bottom tops Ricky Henderson. Who's that? Keith. Get out of there. Get out of the basement. Ricky Henderson, 89 tops box bottom. He had a Drake's Donnie Baseball box bottom with Vince Coleman. I think, nope, Willie McGee. Willie McGee, sorry. There is the beautiful Donnie. Look at that bad boy. 86 tops box bottom. I actually have a box of this sealed with this bottom, but had to have it. Had to have it loose. Reggie and Donnie. O.W. McDowell and Willie McGee. Willie McGee killing the box bottoms in the 80s. And finally from this guy, we picked up these postcards. These are the Barry Cola postcards. We have these cards, but the cards were also, were the ads for the postcards, basically what they're supposed to be, because they're not real cards, are they? And we picked up a stack of Donnie Barry Cola postcards, because why not? They're postcards. They're not the cards. There's Donnie in spring training, looks like. There's the classic picture of Donnie. Looks like Anaheim. I believe that's Anaheim. I believe that's an all-star game, because he's in the pinstripes. That is not a minor league stadium. Donnie throwing. Don't forget, Donnie was one of the great first basemen of all time, and he was one of the great throwers of all time. He used to throw to third base, pick guys off, throw it home, pick guys off, turn the double play like nobody. Like nobody! Donnie with the short buzz cut. Beautiful shot of Donnie there. And a spring training rip. And that whole stack was $7. Good deal. We'll take it, $7. Next guy, this dealer. We picked up 6 cards from this guy. Didn't pay the price stickers, but let's start. Why not? I saw one card. Here it is. Let's start with it. I saw this card, and I was like, do I have this KB Kings Don Mattingly? I'm going to tell you what the answer. I do! But I saw it, and for some reason, I'm like, do I have that? And I bought it anyway, and I got home, and it was a double. Can't have too many Donnies. Since I was there, I threw this flare in there. It's a double! What are you going to do? We grabbed a Ginter Donnie. We found this beautiful Phil Rizzuto rookie. I didn't know Bowman made shiny rookies. Beautiful. Ask for your Bonnie gum. Beautiful Phil with the shine. Can't beat it. This is cool. The Bernie Williams starting lineup. Burn, baby, burn. And that is a cool card. And finally, this beaut. Look at that bad boy. 2007 Topps Stadium Club 1991 design. You cannot beat it. And it wasn't even $1. Well, that's a great cheater. Love the 91 Stadium Club design on everything. That is awesome. That stack. Last stack. We're almost done. We're getting there. Now, we met our friend Brett. Forgot Brett. Brett, the great dealer from Mount Kisco. Hung out with Brett at the National. Hung out with Brett at Strongsville. And at Strongsville, he's the one who, along with Dan's Vintage Baseball PC, slipped that Lou Piniella 77 Burger King into that stack for me to trick me and not gift me, but, to show me the card that I wanted. And that was a great time. Thank you, Dan and Brett. But Brett was buying at Garfield, and Brett likes to do this. He's going through, and I'm standing next to him at a totally, different table. He's at a box. I'm at the showcase, and he just starts pulling out cards. These aren't his cards. You need this. Here, you need this. Brett's selling other people's cards to me. So Brett sold me this Sparky Lyle, which I needed. That is beautiful. And a Kellogg's Rich Gossage, 50 cents a pop. Thank you to dealer. Thank you to Brett. Now, later on that same show, or the same day, I went back to that dealer and went through, he had some modern boxes, and I went through them, and this is what we picked up. Beautiful, cool Andy Stankiewicz. And these are all cards and years I don't really have a lot of. These do. I do some, but next couple. He had some Star Yellows, Donnie's in there. I have some of these. Some of these are doubles, actually. I knew it, but I just bought all 5 he had. It was a quarter box. You're telling me I'm buying Star Donnies in the quarter box. We're buying them in the quarter box. Beautiful Star Donnies from the quarter box. Can't beat it. He had a star Ken Griffey Sr. in the pinstripes, and we had to get those Ken Griffies. Beautiful. Then we found this, which we needed. This Lou Gehrig all-time greats in the orange. Now, we have a lot of these, but we didn't have a Lou Gehrig in orange, so for some reason we don't have Lou Gehrig from the childhood collection. So when we found Lou Gehrig for a quarter, right into the pile every time. A rocket. Jack McDowell of the middle finger. And Jimmy Key, 1996 World Series champion Jimmy Key. There he is, the lefty, the crafty lefty. Probably a breaking pitch. I might have this, but Outlighter, rookies for a quarter. Let's go. I have a couple of these. I don't have the Griffey one, of course, because it's my luck. But I have a couple of them. I might have the yellow. I don't know which the Griffey is, but that's the Outlighter, the yellow Toys R Us, the rookies. Now, this card is super cool. Now, these are, like I said, the 90s guys. You know, I'm starting to get into it. I know what these guys are doing when they buy these things. This is a Nick Johnson. We thought Nick Johnson was going to be the man. Had a few good moments, but, you know, Nick never panned out to what we thought he'd be. But that is just super cool. That is bidding for the call. Nick Johnson. Look at that card. They don't make cards like that anymore. That is an awesome baseball card. Let's get some light. Let's get some shine. Ooh. The texture. That is awesome. Next up, we got a Willie Mo Pena again in the quarter box. Come on. Look at that bad boy. That's a baseball card. That's super cool. Wade Boggs Denny's. We're not going to pass up a Wade Boggs in the pinstripes for a quarter from Denny's. It is not happening. Not happening. We're buying that every time. This card we already have also double. This is the Upper Deck McDonald's Matsui, but this is a rookie year card, so this is like a rookie card. For a quarter, we'll get another one. And last but not least, the finest card of the year, or of the day. Look at that bad boy. Brian Taylor on the Bowman. Look at the edges on that bad boy. That is super cool. 1993, Bowman Brian Taylor in the excellent jacket. Top prospect. Don't fight with your cousins when you have $1 million pitching arm. Words to live by. Beautiful shot of Brian. There he is. Pre-jail. Okay, well, what are you going to do? Life happens. Finally, believe it or not, we bought a vintage baseball card. We did. This is a lovely, from the same dealer, from that guy. We bundled this with that for $20. And this is from the quarter box, and then this, we got a Joe Ostrowski 1952 Topps. And that is a beautiful version of Joe. You know, Joe came up old. He was 31 when he came up, I believe. 31. Joe with the glasses. And Joe came up with the Brownies. But when did Joe come to the Yankees? He pitched 5 years in the majors. Came over to the Yankees after 2 years in 50. And pitched with us in 51 and 52. Joe is a 3-time World Series champion. Now, Joe's kind of nondescript. He has like a just below 500 average. Kind of a reliever type of guy. 4 ERA. Had a couple decent years. But Joe got 3 rings out of those Yanks, out of those Bronx Bombers, hanging out with Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra and Whitey Ford and getting those 3 rings. 3-time World Series champion, Joe Ostrowski. He did get to pitch in the 51 World Series. Joe did. There's the beautiful back. Got a little schmeg in there, but that's all right on a 52 Topps. No creases on this card. You know, it's in very good shape for a 52 Topps common that I need for my team set. And it is full size. I measured it. It's good. And he did pitch in the World Series in 51. 2 shutout innings in a loss against the Giants. That any of us will take. We'll take 3-time World Series champion. And I'm sure Joe did. Let's see. That's the piles. That's everything. You know, when I went to the show, I'll tell you the truth. I said to myself, I got a little budget. I got a few dollars. I'm going to buy just like 1 or 2 nice vintage cards, spend a budget, and focus. What do we come out with? Drakes, box bottoms, Hostess, Box bottoms. That's all right. We buy what we want, and we collect how we like. We got Shriners coming up, and that will be a good show. We should have a few bucks in the old coffee can for Shriners, and hopefully we do well up there. That should be a good time. A bunch of YouTubers going to be up there. Do it again. Come on. I'm going to do it until the 8th. November 8th. Cards for a Cause. Baseball card show at All-Star Sport in Poughkeepsie. $3. All proceeds go to the veterans. Let's go. All right, guys. That's all I got for you from the Garfield Card Show. Y'all, have a good one.